you've never done one. So.
Yeah, I have to review my recipes.
I decided to do one where I don't put, I just do it in skill sets now and I don't put any dates. Yeah. And it just shows like I'm a Jill of all trade.
Ageless.
Yes, ageless. Yeah.
Okay. Some people are there.
Yeah.
Leftovers. This one you give to me to take upstairs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Oh.
Now we are having
Yes.
That wasn't fair.
After class we can do that.
Okay.
Just a little while longer.
Oh.
It's beautiful. Amma, what is today? If it is Shvetashvatara, if it's Shvetashvatara, it must be Tuesday. Tuesday. Hello. What's new?
Nothing's new.
What's new with you? Huh?
Just got done with work.
Okay, you had a good day?
Yeah.
Good.
Typically I do.
It is very nice.
To fit in, I haven't tried it yet.
It's very nice paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a raft out of samsara. The paper is so good. Jnana plavam. Yeah. Did you feel this? Very nice. Thick. Is it 2 pages or 1? I think it's 1 page. Yeah, it's all cardstock. That's the nice thing about printing in India. We love it. This is done very well. And I like this matte finish. Very nice. Okay. Shvetashvatara. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Number 2. Eko hi rudro nadvitiyaya tatsthu.
Eko hi rudro nadvitiyaya tatsthu.
Ya imal lokani shate ishanibhihi.
Ya iman lokan ishate ishanibhihi.
Pratyanjanastisthati sanchuko chantakale.
Pratyanjanastisthati sanchuko chantakale.
Some extra syllables. Sanchuko chantakale. Sanchuko chantakale. Sanchuko chantakale. Samsrijya vishva bhuvanani gopaha.
Samsrijya vishva bhuvanani gopaha.
So this is a This whole third chapter, as we can, if we haven't understood, is all about Ishvara. What kind of Ishvara? The one who is presented in two ways. There are two methods through which Ishvara is communicated. Question is, what are they? The first one is what is called Swarupa. What is Swarupa? Yeah, what is Ishvara's nature? Very pleasant he is. Very pleasant he is to have a 40. Yeah, that kind of nature, no. Satyam Jnanam Anantam, which is the same as whose nature? Somebody else we know. Your nature. Yeah, same. That is why the whole Mahavakya works. Otherwise you can say, Tattvam Bhavishyasi, you may become that, or when the body drops or whatever, but you can never say Tattvam Asi. You are. You can never say that. You can only say, because the essential nature of Ishvara, when you ask him to give up all the trappings of the throne, the crown, the nice seat he sits on, the celestial velvet cushions, the celestial, fly whisk which is fanning him, and the celestial, all these, paraphernalia, Ishvaralia, Ishvaric paraphernalia is called Ishvaralia. You take away Ishvaralia from Ishvara. And then you take all the Jivalia. What is Jivalia? Try, cry. That is my new mantra. That's all. You try and cry. That's all it is. You take away that and the essential nature of both. That's why it's called essential. Yeah. In essence, it is all existence, the source of all existence, all knowledge without a second. So if we say Jiva and Ishvara, 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. This is the new Vedic mathematics. 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. 1 plus 100 is equal to 1. 1 minus 1 is also equal to 1. 1 plus half is 1. Half plus half, we don't use that one which is Advitiya. Nadvitiyaya tatsthuhu, because that half and quarter, since that possibility of infinite fractions are there, it says 1 without a second. There is nothing else other than that. So this is one way of presenting Ishvara. To see that, which is called the Swarupa Lakshana. So these indicatory words, Satyam, existence. So Ishvara is existence, yes, but existence, is just an indicatory word which goes and knocks on the door and makes sure the door is open. And Ishvara is at home. You have to walk in. And how can you walk in? Because that word opens something else here. That door it opens to the self-effulgent I. Correct? The self-effulgent I, that I know I am, also recognizes the same in Ishvara. So really speaking, it's a silent, really. That's why it says Mauna Vyakhya. It's not first you keep Maunam and then you do Vyakhya. That's not the point. It's a teaching in silence, because the Guru and the Shastra are just signposts. They lead the way. The words lead the way. The vritti does its job and then dies away. The vritti does not hang on and wag the finger. Did you get it? Your Satyam Jnanam Anantam, did you get it? No. The vritti lets go. And it speaks to you. And that which speaks to you is called Paravidya. It is not written down in a book. It's what happens when the truth of oneself really meets the self, which happens to be the truth and which is self-effulgent. That's what it is. That cognition of that self-effulgent I as Ishvara, as the truth of the whole universe. So the words help in that they are a signpost. The Guru is also a signpost. That's what those signs, take a left, dead end, don't go here. Yeah, lot of dead ends, detour, come back wherever you are going. Guru says that, Shastra says that. Nivritti, get out of there in a hurry. Dead end, does not lead anywhere except to more samsara. And then what else, right turn ahead, you turn ahead. Yeah, this is very important. You turn ahead. Yeah, cow crossing, meaning time to take care of the cows. In every ashram there is a cow shed, proverbial. Stands for preparation. So like this, the essential nature, Ishvara is described as having the same DNA as the Jiva, SCA, not DNA, Satchitananda, as the Jiva. So that is one way of presenting Ishvara. The other way of presenting Ishvara is the Lord of the universe, the creator of the entire universe. And how is the universe created? The universe is quote unquote more of a manifestation than a creation, and this manifestation happens as a spontaneous expression of that all knowledge, which is Ishvara. And since it's an expression of all knowledge, this expression is what kind of an expression? A dependent expression, so that it is not an independent parallel reality from which Ishvara has washed off his hands and removed himself. Ooh, that birthing that Jagat was too much, let me give it up for adoption. No. In fact, the Jagat is non-separate from Ishvara, just like your own dream is non-separate from you. So wherever there is anything that is created, yatra yatra, where there is anything created by Ishvara, there is the presence, tatra tatra is the presence of Ishvara. If you talk like this, Sanskrit will not be a problem. So instead of saying wherever, we do vipsa. Vipsa means repetition. Yeah. Yatra yatra, tatra tatra. Shanai shanaihi means slowly, slowly, meaning extra slowly. It's a repetition. In fact, we shouldn't say slowly, slowly. We should say slowly, slowly. And so, this is the second standpoint. From the standpoint of the Jagat, Ishvara gains the epithet of the Lord of all. What is this all? That which is the creation. You cannot dismiss it like the sorrow that we discussed, like that stupid sorrow which is an interloper which we discussed not too long ago. And like the sorrow which does where are you from? It's a homeless thing. Where are you from? Are you coming from Anatma? No, it says, it's sad. Sorrow. Are you belonging to Atma? No. Where are you from? I don't know. This is what it is. Neither here nor there. And so, this here also, the whole creation doesn't have an independent existence of Ishvara, of this Satchidananda. And then it's not a parallel reality, but it is not non-existent either. Why? It's available for transaction. Vyavahara yogya. Because it's available for transaction, you say, this is real, but that real is a different order of reality. So here we say, tat, abhavat, tat asrijat, tat abhavat. Asrijat means created and then became the very creation. So in other words, Ishvara has Ishvarized the creation, Ishvarified the entire creation, painted it in the colors of Ishvara. In fact, everything has the presence, everything that exists has the presence of Ishvara. But Ishvara is not any one thing. Understood? Yeah. Cup is Ishvara, just like in the pot example, cup is clay, pot is clay, lid is clay, Krishna figurine made of the clay is also clay. But then clay is not any one of them. Clay transcends, sustains everything and transcends it also. This is the two standpoints from which Ishvara is discussed. And so the third chapter is all about that. The first one, Jalavan Ishate. Ishate is very important. The Ish. Ishu Palane. Palane means to bring up, but also Palane means to be in charge. That's how you bring up something. Yeah. Palane, overlordship, Aishvarya, Ishvarasya Bhava, Aishvarya. So this overlordship is there, meaning anything can be done, anything is possible, full control, full power to manifest, sustain and dissolve the whole Jagat. So Sarvan Lokan, everywhere you go the same laws prevail, and then, the one who knows this becomes what? Ishvara. That's what it is. Then, that was the first one. Then the second one, why is it almost repeated? Because it has to be driven home. Because the last line, ye, of the first verse, if you can see, ye viduhu, amrita te bhavanti, amritaha te bhavanti. Ye viduhu, the ones who know, become free of the fear of death, endings, etc. And this itself is intriguing, because reading this, somebody may say, I'm an average jiva. What's an average jiva? Not terribly bright. I'm an average jiva, not terribly bright. I'm just, I'm not a, vidusha. Vidusha means a scholar. Only this verse I suddenly came across because I logged on online. I don't know anything about this. It sounds good. I want to be Amrita. But then, it's only ye viduhu, those who know. And those who know are just maybe one or two, and maybe they are sitting in a Himalayan cave. And, they won't come out even if you smoke them out. And so how am I going to study this? How am I going to learn this? And will I be one of those one or two people who really know? And why bother with this quest? And somebody told me this. Somebody said, this is really how the samsara people, average masses think like this. Average, not in intelligence, but the regular off-the-road people. This is how people think. Somebody told me, I had an opportunity. Don't think you are the only one who knows all this. I had the opportunity, this man told me, to study Vedanta at the feet of a traditional teacher, somewhere in one ashram. But then I didn't do it. I said, is that a regret? No, I'm not regretful at all. In fact, I'm proud of my decision to not have spent 10 years or whatever it takes to just be in the soaking in the teaching. I went to the ashram, I interviewed all the teachers there. Interview a guru, I interviewed all the teachers. I also selected one that I could study with. And he was very nice, and he said, come, I will teach you, and it will take 8-10 years of just being immersed in this knowledge, and this is what it is going to take. And then then I thought about it, I slept over it, and then I said, this is not a good idea. This is not a very good idea. And so I came away. I became an entrepreneur, and now I'm having a fleet of companies that I own, and then yes, of course there is stress, but then there is stress even in the life of the sadhu. Where am I going to get the next meal? That's stressful, And so I said, why did you not, what was behind the decision? He says, I was waiting for you to ask this question. Because, he said, I thought to myself, and I knew this, that how many people go for this knowledge? There was a batch of 25 people there in that ashram. So, and out of this, how many will really get it? Not many, in fact not a single one. In fact, I interacted with all 25 of them. They seemed to be very average. And they didn't seem like they were getting moksha types. And then the bulb went off in the head, light bulb. Went off means somebody switched it off. That's what he meant to say. But he that's what he wanted to say really. He should have said. But A light bulb went off in the head, and I said, what am I doing? Why am I pursuing this knowledge which has a zero track record of people really getting moksha? Because who will really get it? You will have kind of half knowledge. You'll just wonder, oh, those were the days, Isha, Kena, Katha, names of Upanishads. That was very nice, but this is real life. Real life, you have to fight, you have to scream, you have to biff someone in the face, and you have to get going with your hands and legs, and yes, non-doer. Who is really a non-doer? Even the sadhu has to, put the hand to the mouth. Even if you say the person is living hand-to-mouth existence, the hand is every 3 hours going to the mouth. So the sadhu is also a doer, This was the rationale. Therefore, knowing full well that everybody is just faking moksha, they don't really have it, they're just faking it. All these gurus, do you think they are free? They're not free. They cry while they sleep at night. Their pillows are all wet. This is exactly how he talked to me. That's why I said, why bother to pursue this knowledge? Why should I pursue? I'll just get a big headache. Now you see, I'm successful and I don't have to worry and I'm all right. This is the kind of a pratibandha that one has to guard, because even though these two standpoints, it may look difficult to, the first one is easy. The first one is what? Ishvara is Satchidananda. I am Satchidananda. Okay. It's a little bit of a stretch, but it's easy. Fine. The next one, the Lord of the universe. I have to understand and internalize as myself. So the verse number 1, Ye viduhu te amritaha bhavanti. They all become immortal. How many people are we talking about? So even the person, an ardent student, reading this Upanishad, and reading or studying this first verse is often at what? At a loss to understand how can this ye, who is this ye? They who be one of, how can I count myself in this ye? This ye is some them, Ye viduhu. I will never viduhu this, ye viduhu. Na vidma. Na vidmaha. We will not understand this. Na vidmaha. We will not understand this. It is for some really, you should have, somebody else told me this. You are going into the wrong pursuit. Why? Because your horoscope, it doesn't, in your horror, why is it called horoscope? Because there is no scope for moksha. Somebody told me this, and fortunately I knew enough to say, moksha is not prarabdha. Prarabdha means what? What you came with. That's all the horoscope can predict. They predict all the horrors that you came with. Yeah. And show that there is no scope out of them. Moksha is not a product, karma phala. Moksha is not prarabdha. What is moksha? Purushartha. Purushartha means you have to move your hands and legs for it. It is not a thing. Yeah, some astrologer said, he had been invited to the ashram. He said there are all these people who will never get moksha. And he told all the people that were there, nobody, he said, will get moksha. And fortunately, it's nothing to go and get. You see? Yeah. It's already there. How can you get something? And that's right. He's right. You won't get it because you already have it. Like you will never have another head on your shoulders. Why? Because you already have one. You don't need another. So like this, the people, there is a certain remoteness, and even when the phalashruti means the words of stuti means shruti. No, the words of praise of a particular way to that which the people enjoy, this timelessness, people enjoy, na shochati, na kankshati, modate, Shokati gaha, modate, swargaloke, all these things, they are there, they rejoice, they revel in their own nature. Harsha shokau dhiraha, jahati dhiro, jahati harsha shokaha, means the person of knowledge gives up the alternative yo-yo cycles of sorrow and delight, and has equanimity. All this, the Upanishads are abundantly talk about these kinds of sentences, but there is always a sense of remoteness. It's them over there. It's these brainy sadhus. It's not me, I have not even enough self-confidence to get through the day, let alone to get moksha. I don't know what I will do when I wake up. I don't even know if I can make it, through the day, let alone get moksha. Moksha to bahut dur hai, very far away from the scheme of operation. So it is all about ye viduhu, good for them. Those ye, whoever ye are, and those ye can, say, yay, I have moksha. That's why it's called yay, because they keep saying yay. Yay, I have moksha. They can say, but this does not apply to me. That's why this next one is just for you. Yeah, the next one, no more excuses. That's why the second line, it's all a repetition. Yeah, but the Upanishad does not have what is called dosha of punarukti. What is punarukti? Repetition. Fallacy of redundancy is not there. It's never redundant. So when you look at the second line, ya iman lok sarvan lokan ishate ishanibhihi, and then what? Ya iman lokan ye yaha iman lokan ishate ishanibhihi. It's almost a repetition, correct? Yeah. And same thing, sanchukocha antakale. Sanchukocha means udbhave sambhave cha, same thing. But this is personalized. Like you go to the ice cream shop and there is ice cream, correct? You pick out the flavor you want. And then comes the best part. What's the best part? No, before that. When you go, and then there is some hot, some chocolate sauce. Then you ask them, you drown this ice cream in chocolate sauce. You want chocolate or strawberry? Then you say, do I have to choose? All right, little bit of both. And then there are some nuts that you can go nuts over. Then if you are a child, some food colorings, what is it called? Some like that confetti.
Oh, the
Sprinkle. So you have abhisheka of this colored thing. And then you can put some fresh fruit. And then if it's a holistic ice cream shop, you can put some Brahmi root along with that. You can do all kinds of things. So this is what, what is in the case is a particular ice cream, a flavor, Upanishad. But this is a personalized thing that is coming to you, made to order. It is no longer in that little glass cage, staring at you, remote, cold and impersonal. Now it is made to order, just as you like it, exactly as you want, with all the toppings, and sometimes they put things underneath also, like a piece of cake. Yeah, so the top and the bottom is all personalized according to your various desires and delights, and then it is handed to you. So no longer it is yay over there. This I think I can handle. This is for me. So the same thing is repeated. From the standpoint of you, your karma phala and your trajectory. That's why what is invoked is not just plain old Ishvara, but Ishvara in your flavor that is pertinent to you. Who is that? The one who makes me cry. Rudra to cry. Yeah, one meaning. Rudra, the one who makes me cry. Why? Because this is the fruit of my own karma. The one who packages the karma phala along with some hankies and then gives is Rudra. And that's the second meaning, the hanky. Rudantam dravayati the one who wipes the very tears, the one who causes the tears to flow, and then one who causes the self-knowledge to glow is both Rudra. He gives you a makeover, a karmic makeover, completely. So this is what it is. This is Rudra. And what is this Rudra? This Rudra is Bhagavan in the form that is intimately connected to me, because I want to see this Bhagavan every day. And how do I connect to this Bhagavan? How do I see this Bhagavan? I see my own karma phala fructifying every day. Every day the karma comes out. I keep putting it back in, but it comes out. Like a overstuffed suitcase. I keep pressing it and closing the latch. But it comes out. Yes. And whether you like it or not, it comes out. Combination lock. Only Rudra has the code. Yes. Has your number in more ways than one. And then sends along little or big surprises. Yeah. And you have to always be in a place of saying, yes, this is the flowing from the other class. Because no means resistance. And when you say no, it becomes worse. Yeah. You know? Sometimes you have to say no before saying yes. That's okay. Yeah, Ishvara has room for that. And so, this is the whole thing. You keep yourself in a place of acceptance. So if you don't, then he sends the tears and the fears. And if you keep yourself in a place of acceptance, then he sends wonderful personalized hankies, with your name embroidered on it. What does it say? Satchidanandosi, Tattvamasi. And then he just wipes the corners of the eye and says, you are okay, you are the whole. So the one who stems the flow of karma phala, whose grace is needed to overcome the hurdles that are put in the way of my, being in a place of knowing, in order to be a knowing being in a place of knowing. This Rudra is really without a second. There's no other, incarnation that is intimately, incarnation means a manifestation of Ishvara that is so intimately connected in my life than in the form of Rudra, the one who causes the tears to flow and the fears to grow, and the one who dismisses those tears and fears. Surrendering to whom dismisses those tears and fears. So this is a personalized, ice cream flavor, for the screaming jiva. And then what does the second line say? Same thing. Yeah, Iman Lokan. See, there it was Sarvan Lokan, there is a remoteness. Here it is what? Iman Lokan. These lokas, right here, right now, whatever they may be. Ishate, along with all the Rudris. And so, Rudrani, that is the feminine. Rudra and Rudrani. Very nice, no? Yeah. So along with all the Rudranis, the powers of manifestation, the powers of demanifestation, the powers of knowledge, the powers of action, the powers of the creative powers, all knowledge, all power, all desire, everything, all the feminine forces, which are forces to be reckoned with, So along with them, it's not that he calls up an army of women. No, it is they are non-separate from him. When you invoke Ishvara from the standpoint of the forces, it is feminine. Yeah, it's feminine. And when you invoke Ishvara from the standpoint of the creator, it's coded as masculine. It need not be, but that's how it is done. So then, Iman Lokan, so Sarvan Lokan here becomes Iman Lokan Ishate Ishanidi. And the third line is really the cake. Here, Pratyang He Janaha Pratyang Tishtati. Oh, you people. Which people? Yeah, all the people who are listening to this. He Janaha, vocative. Pratyang tishtati, look within you. Where is this Rudra? It's not for ye viduhu, not for some impersonal people who know. But this Rudra is Pratyang tishtati, it's the truth, it's dwelling, indwelling you. O ye mortals, O ye who think yourself to be mortal, you are Amritaha. Why? Because it is Ishvara that indwells you. This body, mind, sense complex is the dwelling place of which Rudra, that Rudra along with Rudrani lives in your heart. And that is you alone. Pratyang janas tishtati. And then what? Sankucha antakale. Sankuchocha, both things are there. Means sankuchocha means what? Sankucha means to disengage. Sankuchocha means the one who disengaged at the time of the pralaya. Disengaged from what? From giving existence and upholding the jagat. So it's not that each and everything has to be, each and every pot he took and in order to make it clay, beat it up and powdered it and put it in the blender and pulverized it. No, that's not the oneness. Oneness is simply whatever you are upholding, you withdraw that sustenance, that power of sustaining, satta, the spurti, the power of sentiency, and that limitlessness, ananta, anantyam, you withdraw unto yourself. Like even the, what is that? The tortoise. What does it do? It can withdraw its limb and all you see is a shell. Kurma, that is what it is. So Sanku Chocha means the one who withdrew at the time, withdrew himself because he is upholding everything. Like in the villages, you have a big tattered screen on which the monthly movie comes and plays. It's very nice to see. I don't know if it still happens. Maybe it does. And those reels would be there. And all the adults would sit on the right side and the children were made to sit on the wrong side. So we would see everything opposite. Then I would always be fascinated and touch the screen. Because where did they go? What happened? Usually it would be religious movies. And this, what is that, Bhima meeting, what is that, the Hanumanji. There was a big movie about that. It was very nice. And then some, old stories, Gajendra Moksha, like this, Lakshmi getting upset with someone. Yeah, Lakshmi, speaking of withdrawal, when Lakshmi withdraws, finish. What is withdrawn is your bank account. Overdrawn. So, very interesting. So, withdrew means this is what it is. So, like I gave that example. So, supposing the screen had a human mind and said, why should I just be the body, the unsung, unheard body for all these moving things to happen? Why should I stand still? I should also move. Why should only the movie move over me? That's why it's called movie. And I'm called the stand still, uninteresting, drab, colorless screen. I will also move. So if supposing the screen moved away, where is the movie? It's on people's faces, correct? On what? On the tree? It's not there. So Ishvara is the screen like Adhisthana of the universe. And if the Adhisthana packs up, then then the Jagat is left without a leg to stand on. Oh, everything becomes legless? Yeah, that's what it is. Nothing to stand on, That's what happens. So from the flower, you take a flower and then you take away its existence. What is left? What is left? Nothing is left. You take away its sentiency, you take away its existence, what is left? Some bunch of dead petals, or name and form, that is also not left. Everything is cleaned up without a trace. It's all, it's like what happens in the dream. When you wake up from the dream, whether in class or out of class, when you wake up from the dream, do you have, the things that you dreamt of littered around you? No. Then we have very difficult situations. Supposing you feel like you're floating on the water, then the bed should be all floating. The mattress should be floating and there should be a big river in the room because you dreamt of a river. It's not there. So when the dream backs up without a residue, why? Because you pull out of the dream. Why do you pull out of the dream? Because I am transitioning to the waking state. In the class, all this is happening. I'm transitioning to the waking state. So the lovely dream that I'm having, I don't need to attend classes anymore. This is the in-class dream. I have moksha, I am mukta, muktoham, very nice. And I'm so mukta that I am giving lectures on Vedanta. And everybody is listening and I'm so free. Everybody is wondering how. They're asking me, how did you do this? How did you do this? And then, suddenly there is a joke where in class. Not in the dream class, in the real class. And then I suddenly wake up because everybody laughs or makes a noise, or there is a quiz and somebody else other than the teacher is talking. And suddenly I wake up. And then when I wake up, what happened to all the clapping individuals who were saying, yay, you are that, yay, viduhu, wonderful. What happened to all the accolades? What happened to people who were sending congratulatory messages and cards? You've got moksha, welcome, and how nice, this is great. Where did they all go? Yeah. It's not that they collapsed. They resolved into the I because they were projected from the I. You have to understand this. Yeah. Sanchukocha means this is that if you withdraw in relation to the dream, your knowledge, your memory and your existence, what is left? The dream packs up without a trace. And you transition into what is called the waking state. Because you cannot be in two states at a time, even though you think you can. You think you can multitask, but that's not possible. And you think you can have many thoughts at the same time. That is also not possible. The thoughts are so fast that you think you are thinking many things, but you are not. And you think also that you can, you can be awake and dreaming at the same time, but you cannot. You cannot. Scientifically it's been shown. So therefore what? So one state to another state you have, as it were, migrated. And since you are the one giving credence, you are the source of existence to your dream jagat, are you not? Yeah. You are the source, your knowledge is the knowledge of the jagat, is the items in the jagat, dream jagat are your knowledge. And your memories make up the plot of the dream jagat. And when you withdraw that, when you withdraw yourself, the dream withdraws unto you because it's non-separate from you, it's totally dependent on you. In any lost and found box, you will never find a dream. Who does it belong to? No. Similarly, when we talk about the jagat, Ishvara doesn't have to go and bring a wrecking ball to make the jagat go away. Jagat has an iffy existence vis-a-vis the creator. And so the creator, all that is remaining to be done is to withdraw the existence and the knowledge and the limitlessness is withdrawn unto himself. That's what it is. So, samsrijya vishva. Vishva means the world, the manifest universe. Samsrijya, having samsrijya bhuvanani. Samsrijya bhuvanani, which is also called Vishwa. Samsrijya, what happened? Bhuvanani gopaha. This gopaha means the protector, one who protects. Same thing as Isha. This protector, Samsrijya, having created everything, this protector, Sanchukocha, withdrew everything unto himself. So this is a personalized thing. He janaha, O people, O ye people. This Ishvara is present in you as you. This Ishvara is present in all the people, in all the beings. After projecting and protecting the worlds, finally withdraws the worlds unto oneself. Yeah. So Rudra means the one who gives the law of karma to the ones who break the moral code, the dharmic code. That is why it is personalized, And then this is how the teaching progresses. Once you have a personal thing, and then it steps back and looks at the whole thing again. Vishvataschakshuruta vishvato mukhaha.
Vishvataschakshuruta vishvato mukhaha.
Vishvato bahuruta vishvataspat.
Vishvato bahuruta vishvataspat.
Sabahubhyam dhamati sampatraihi. Sabahubhyam dhamati sampatraihi. Dyava bhumi janayan deva ekaha.
Dyava bhumi janayan deva ekaha.
Yeah, this is taken from the leaves of the Purusha Sukta, and also there is something in the Gita which is very similar to this. Vishvatas panipadam yat vishvato kshishiro mukham. Yeah, and so sarvatah panipadam yat sarvatah panipadam yat sarva something shiro mukham sarvata shrutiman loke sarvam avritya tishtati. In the Gita it is there. In the Purusha Sukta, this is taken from the book of that Purusha Sukta, from the Rig Veda, where it's expressed slightly differently. How is it expressed? Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha. That is in fact the topic for this weekend, elsewhere. So, Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva Atyatishtat Dashangulam Purusha Evedagum Sarvam Yat Bhutai Yat Chabhavyam. That is what it's expressing. There it is. Sahasra Shirsha Purusha. Who is this Purusha? The one with 1,000 heads. 1,000 heads? That's just for namesake. Every head is whose head? That is what it is. Every head is non-separate from which consciousness? That is Purusha. So here, Vishwa, the whole universe, is the Chakshuhu. That is what is going to be expressed. So this is talking about Bhagavan from the standpoint of the manifest universe and showing the non-difference between the manifest universe and the presence of that Ishvara which upholds the manifest universe. So everything that is a product in creation is nothing but Ishvara. Has its being in Ishvara, is alive because of Ishvara. Has, its content is nothing but Ishvara. Its content is Ishvara means what? Satchidananda. And when Ishvara withdraws that existence from it, it is no longer existent. It cannot sustain itself without that. So that this is what is shown. So this is Ishvara. From this standpoint, Ishvara is called Purusha. Purusha means the cosmic person. That being, the beingness of everything, which is there in everything that breathes, in everything that sees, in everything that is all. Nothing can exist without that being. And this is what that beingness is, that being, which this cosmic being, the only source of all beingnesses. All beingnesses go and collapse where? At whose feet? That being is called Purusha. The word Purusha has two meanings. The first one, Purau Ushyate Anena, or Purishete. Shete means what? Shete, Shing. Shing means what? Second conjugation. Shing, Shayane, sleeps. Shete, Sherate, Sherate. Shete means, I already told you, sleeps, yeah. Even after I tell the answer, if you don't tell, what else should I think? Sleeps. That's what I should think. So, Shete means singular third person. Shete, Sherate, Sherate, Sherate. She sleeps. Puri. Puri means what? In the citadel. What is this citadel? Yeah, this whole body is the citadel, because you cannot come out. You cannot come out and play. You have to be inside, because the fontanelle has closed. When the baby is newborn, there is a hole in the head, literally. Yeah, that's why you have to be very careful. You shouldn't drop it, and you have to be very careful when you touch the head and when you make it sleep and all, because those little infant tectonic plates have to come and slide into place. And then you go like this, okay, nothing will go in afterwards. So, and that place, in the fontanelle we say, metaphorically, that's the place through which Ishvara has entered. That's why he left a little hole behind. It's just a story, it's just a story to see the baby as divine, as opposed to thinking of it as born in sin. This is a nice change. So we say this baby, see, Ishvara left a footprint here, made a hole in the head and entered. In fact, Aitareya Upanishad says that entered, the Ishvara entered through Panchadashi also says, which summarizes the Aitareya Upanishad says that in chapter 2 I think, yeah. So it says that having made a hole in the head, he said, let me just stay here. And then the plates closed. Let me out. That's the jiva. Ishvara doesn't feel bound. Correct? So that is the beginning of jivatvam. So Ishvara goes and sits, and so inhabits every single thing, occupies. This occupy movement was nothing. It was first started by Ishvara. He said, occupy Jagat. Yeah, he occupied the entire Jagat. No place to set foot anywhere. Nothing non-Ishvara about anything. So the first one is what? Occupy this sad, mad, bad little body, mind, sense complex. So the fontanelle closed up. Yikes! Here I am inside the citadel, and thanks to a little help from friends such as ignorance, desire, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. We all get by with a little help from our friends. Then the ignorance and its broods they completely did a number and made Ishvara dissociate from Ishvara and set up a parallel establishment. 2 kitchens, 2 living rooms, they partitioned the heart and made it Sankochocha, made it completely have no room for any random acts of kindness. So one side of the wall is occupied by Jiva. Jiva is wali, walled up. Every Jiva is wali, walled up. That's why it's called Purusha. This is the first meaning of Purusha. And poor Ishvara has been bricked, has a mortar and brick thing has been put. Ishvara has been cordoned off. Even though the Jiva misses Ishvara, doesn't know it. Jiva wants to lay the claim to this body. Mine, me, you, go away. Who are you? But I'm here to help. Shut up, go away. And so instead of Ishvarizing the body, mind, sense complex, what has this fellow done? They have Jivaized it. Yes. Jivified. Jivified means more anger. Jivified means less presence. Less present. Jivified means more alienation. Jivified means more separation. Jivified, more anxiety. Jivified, full of ignorance. Jivified, full of fears and tears. So every Jiva's second name should be Wali. Yes. First walling off is already done because the Ishvara entered through the fontanelle. And then Jiva said, occupy the body. But Ishvara tries to tap on the shoulder, but you can occupy the whole Jagat. Shut up, go away. This is mine. Who are you? You are the imposter. So the being who gives being to this body, mind, sense complex is tied up, and an imposter, a Hitler of a Ahankara takes over and dictates the whole body, mind, sense complex. This is the first meaning of the word Purusha. This is the fellow who is, first you wall up and then you say, uh-oh, I forgot to make a window. And then you take out one brick from the middle and you peer through it and look at the world. And then already sad. The sad only can feel sad. So the sad person feels sadder looking out and seeing everybody is having fun. Maybe I should move. I should go here. Maybe I need to go by the seaside. No, I think I do better in the hills. Oh, but in the hill I'm always taking a pill. So let me come down here and let me just go to the desert. But then I may feel deserted. So let me come to the Eugene. But then Eugene rains all the time. What should I do? Oh, no, where to go? So the Jiva looks longingly through the portholes with desire and is able to munch a few things here and there with the limited resources at hand. This is the dangers of Jivification. Yeah. And whatever it contacts, it can only do one thing at a time. It wants to eat everything at once, but it cannot. It can just munch a few things here and there, satisfy a few desires. Sad, little mad, little Jiva. This is the first meaning of the word Purusha. Occupy Jiva, occupy body, occupy mind, occupy senses. Senseless Jiva, when it can have the whole universe to occupy, because it is Ishvara, it purposely walls itself up. Poor Wali has a sad life story. Yes. This is the first meaning. What is the second meaning? Second meaning is Sarvam Purayati. Purayati Sarvam. Everything fills up, accommodates the whole. Occupy Jagat, occupy Loka, occupy everything. Occupy Karta, occupy Bhokta, occupy everything. The one who fills up and accommodates everything, including the foibles of the Jiva, the sad, the fears and the tears are also accommodated. Second meaning. So the Sukta means a word of praise. A song of praise, a chant of praise. Well said it means. So the Purusha Sukta is about which Purusha? Wali? Huh? Wali? No, not Wali. Is about that Ishvara, the second name. That is who it is singing the praise of. Because this one you cannot sing the praise of. It's a miserable existence. What praise can you have? You can't praise misery. You know. So the second Purusha is who I need to get to know. But why? Because it's me. Then what about the first one? That's the wrong definition. That's wrong. The walls have to come down. Wali has to, be de-walled. Figuratively speaking, through the Shastra. The Shastra knocks off all these dividing lines in the heart. Battle lines which have been drawn are knocked off. The second meaning is the one who occupies everything. And we are introduced to this one here, which we will see next week in more detail, since the time is up. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadagya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Ratu is asking.
Raghu.
It says Om Swamini, and Ratu is asking now, say, if a person doesn't get dreams, is it a good thing?
Yes, it's a good thing. It's not that you don't get dreams, you may not remember them. Everyone gets dreams. Yeah.
And can we relate to Nirvikalpa Samadhi?
Nirvikalpa Samadhi is just like sleep. Only thing is, in Nirvikalpa Samadhi there is no snoring. That's all. That's the only difference. Yeah. It's a cessation of knower known duality, etc. You just happen to be awake, but the moment you enjoy it, it becomes savikalpa, because the thought of enjoying it comes. So what is the difference between sleep and nirvikalpa samadhi? In nirvikalpa samadhi there is no sound. That's the only difference. But again it is temporary, because after that you come out to the world of names and forms, and Wali is back up again. Yeah. You have to allow this Wali to settle down. We'll talk about that next time. Yeah. Oh, that was fun. I can go on and on, but I think because it's such a good place. But then